Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining me tonight. Oh, let me make sure my sound's on. Okay. Um, Tonight it's procrastination night in the sanctuary, and I'm really glad you joined me. And I'm actually going to turn this healing session into an interactive session because I thought of two things that we could clear for procrastination besides just regular procrastination. I thought we could clear procrastination for making doctor appointments and then procrastination for doing your taxes. So what I would love to hear is if any of you have any other suggestions that I could work on tonight as far as like procrastinating, doing whatever. If you would write them in the chat, that would be fantastic. So I'll try to get to all of those that you write in. Let me turn this back to the chat now. Okay. And I did want to say hello to you. We did have an issue with the sign up tonight. And I think Christy either resolved that or figured out how to work around it. So I apologize about that. We are working with like a new system. We put in WooCommerce so that I could have a store online. And WooCommerce is a little tricky to work with with another platform called Webinar Jam, which is what you're in right now with me. So it's a little bit of a technical odyssey. So bear with us, please. We are really, Christy is doing her darndest to try to get this all smoothed out. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to set the energy. And don't forget to write in the chat bar other things that we could work on for procrastination. All right, here we go. As we cleanse and heal the temple of the soul, may it be with the blessing of divinity that it shine its countenance upon us and bring us peace in body, mind, and spirit. Amen. Okay, let's take a look at procrastination. And the way that I'm doing this healing is I'm looking at a composite of everybody in the sanctuary, and I can look at where people are holding energy by looking at their matching pictures. And that is how I'm able to heal a group of people at one time. So let's take a look at you. Very interesting. There's a lot of pink, thick energy around you, and it's the energy of dogging yourself after you've procrastinated. So it's not bad enough that you procrastinated, but now you're going to like talk down on yourself for it. That's what that pink energy is. So we're going to get that out of there first. It's like a gross Pepto-Bismol color. Ooh, this is good. What's behind all of that is failure. Lots of dark failure is coming out. This is great. This is good stuff. We want that failure to come out. It's very thick and gooey. And I'll tell you what I'm hearing as all of this comes out is like, there's a sound attached to all of that energy coming out. The other thing that I'm looking at is how when we procrastinate, and believe me, I'm including myself in this, when we procrastinate, it causes energy to get stuck in just our basic processing. That's the picture that I'm looking at right now. Kind of like, you know, if you look at the inside of a watch, the wheels and all the mechanics of it. So I'm looking at that with you. and seeing how procrastination just slows down your mechanics in general. The energy starts sticking. So I'm going to work on that right now. Oh, this is a good one. Fear is has a lot to do with why we procrastinate on certain things. So there's a blanket of fear coming out, which is like a whitish pearl gray energy. And then the other interesting thing is, as I clear that, what I'm seeing is that there's some, how would I say this? It looks like there's some missing information on how to complete cycles. That's what it is. It's missing information on how to complete cycles. I'm going to do a little side jog right now over here, and I'm going to do a quickie healing on you on being able to complete cycles. And then we'll hop on back over to procrastination, but they're tied in. And what gets stuck in here is low-level beings, like destroy beings. So I'm going to work on moving those out. Yeah, I got to get those out. It was jamming up your creative process, not being able to complete a cycle. Okay, good. And I just thought I've got to write something real quick so that I don't forget it. I thought of another thing that we could heal on the procrastination. Okay. All right, let me get back to procrastination now. I've cleared out the completing cycles. Okay, now what's coming out is all the energy that gets thrown at you for procrastinating. And that's a reddish brown. So this would be like anger and just energy being thrown at you for not following through. And there's another part of procrastinating that I'm going to address, which is your communication with Supreme Being. Because as I'm working on you, what I'm noticing is that you kind of fall out of communication with Supreme Being when you procrastinate. Good. We're getting some nice space, which is what we want. We want space so that we can fill it back in with your life force. But the procrastination space is starting to open up, which is great. There's a belief issue coming up in the space of communicating with Supreme Being. And what I see is that there's a disbelief that Supreme Being is there to support and help you. And that plays into the procrastination. Okay, now I'm going to give you a tip, an energy tool for procrastinating because it's coming up, and that's a grounding cord. And I'll give you an example. I know I've given this example before, but let's say you're procrastinating cleaning out your closet. Then what you do is you put a grounding cord on every single item in the closet and ground every single item in the closet to the center of the planet. And you do that with a mental image picture. So it doesn't mean you have to go, okay, the left shoe of my black patent leathers, I'm grounding that. Now I'm grounding the right shoe. No, you create a picture out on your screen of all the items in your closet and just draw lines for the grounding cords to the center of the planet. And the same thing could be done for procrastinating. Let's say you're procrastinating finishing up some paperwork. You would put a grounding cord on the paperwork and ground it to the center of the planet. So that's my tool tip for the day. All right, let's go back to procrastination and take a look at where we're at. So we have a lot of space now. I'm going to start filling this in. Let's see what Supreme Being thinks might be a good thing to fill in here. Oh, that's good. Ease. That was the first thing. Ease and like talking nicely to yourself. Ooh, there's a big layer of defeat coming out right now. I thought I was wrapping up with the garden variety procrastination, but let's get this out of there. Boy, there's so many emotions that get stuck when we procrastinate. There was grief, there was frustration, disappointment. Um, and then I think what I'm going to do before I switch, I'm going to go real quickly back again to our creative process, because we know that's really important, whether we want a boat, a car, or a new job. We have to create it from our creative process. So I'm just going to go and take procrastination out of all 4 quadrants of our creative process. Well, if there ever was a stop energy, it's procrastination, and that's coming out of the creative process. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing that it's coming out. And as procrastination is grounded out of the creative process, lots of creative energy and yellow light is coming in. Wow, that looks really nice. Okay. The procrastination, like your real information on procrastination, came up to a clear blue, and there's a little bit of yellow gold in there. So now that that's a nice, healthy vibration, what I'm going to do is I have 3 things over here. We're not going to procrastinate on doctors. We're going to clear the energy of procrastinating on making appointments with doctors, and then procrastinating on taxes. And then I thought of another one, procrastinating on deadlines. So I think everybody has to deal with all of those. So let's go ahead and take a look at procrastinating making doctor appointments. Fear, resistance, also disliking your doctors. Yeah, everything from it's too cold to go out to the doctors to I just don't want to. Now, for those of you that are doctors who are on the call tonight, don't take this personally. It's not personal. You know what's interesting is so much guilt comes up when I look at the procrastination for doctor appointments. Guilt and worry that like worst case scenario worrying. We're going to clear that out right now. I should clarify something. You know, when I say go to a doctor, that's a broad statement. I don't just mean Western doctors. I should say wellness practitioners. That's really the category that I'm working on. There's also the energy of not wanting to be seen, kind of like hiding energy coming out. And here's something that we can all learn from. The reason why there's a lot of fear about going to see a doctor in particular is that what I'm seeing is that you go into fear when you've given up your seniority over your body. And when you are leaving all of your answers to the doctor. Yes, your doctor is there to help you, but it's more like turning over all of your certainty about your body to the doctor that I see as being not working in your best interest. I'm going to work on that. There's a purple energy coming out. And I'm just going back and clearing a little more fear. There was so much fear. Now, the space of you interacting with like wellness providers, doctors, wellness providers, is turning into this gorgeous blue. It's not a sapphire blue. It's deep and intense like that. It's a little closer to the shirt that I have on tonight, but it's a beautiful color when we kick all of the fear and worry out. And that's being filled in with the energy of your doctors and health providers are like on your team. That's the energy. They're there to help you. They're there to help you accomplish your health goals. That's the energy that's being replaced. All right. Okay. The next category is taxes. So procrastinating on taxes. There's a really pretty green for hopping on your taxes and doing them in a timely manner. So like the information there is really, it's good information. It's like a sparkling Kelly green. It's really pretty. And then there's some gray and charcoal around it that is the procrastination. And I'm starting on that. Well, there's a much thicker layer of worry when it comes to taxes. It's like a wall of worry. So much worry that it affects your nervous system. So I'm going to give you a healing on your nervous system too. There's a lot of really dark, I don't know how to describe it, just really dark, heavy energy. And there's a lot of hiding energy in there, and very heavy, old energy. There's a lot of don't look, just leave me alone energy. I love that. Oh, there's a great big blanket of anger when it comes to procrastinating doing your taxes. There's a lot of anger in there. I think this will be helpful to get the anger out, because that anger is, it looks to me like what you smack into that makes you want to procrastinate. And Supreme Being just suggested that a nice way to complete this particular section for procrastinating on taxes would be a forgiveness healing. So I'm going to turn that over to Supreme Being right now and watch a forgiveness healing. A lot of self-judgment is coming out, very harsh self-judgment. A lot of resistance coming out. And Supreme Being is also clearing blame out of this space. Oh, that's nice. Okay. That was a great way to wrap up the one on taxes. So the last one I have is deadlines. And let's take a look at that. Again, there's a white wall of worry and fear about not getting it done in time, not getting it correctly done. A lot of this really has to do with not grounding your day. There's so much energy that could be eliminated if you ground your day at the beginning of the day. Because what I was looking at with the deadlines and procrastinating on deadlines is when you, let's say you look out over a 3-month period, you have a deadline in 3 months. When you look at all the things that have to be done, what you're really looking at is the energy that has to be moved through. And that energy could be enthusiasm, but it could also be pictures that need to be cleared on the way. And so that's, hang on a sec. Sometimes I get in the middle of a healing and I can't, if I talk, I lose my train of thought. Sorry about that. So, yeah, honestly, if you have a project with a deadline, the easiest thing to do is to create a rose. Let me get one of my roses here. Create a rose for your project. Imagine it out on your screen and just put a grounding cord underneath the rose and ground it. And that right there will help you with your deadlines. It will honestly help you with your deadlines, especially from what I'm looking at as I'm doing the healing and how the energy, it's almost like when you look out at that timeline, if there's energy that has to be moved through it, like it can look lumpy, and that can make you hesitate to look at those lumps of energy that you have to move through in order to get to your deadline. So that's what I was trying to say earlier, but I was trying to do too many things at one time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just check the deadline space one more time. The energy in here has changed to a very bright orange, so it's really nice energy. It opened this space up. All right. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and collect up your energy and fill you in. Oh, Supreme Being is bringing in harmony tonight to replace all the energies that were released. Oh, very good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close out that healing. May it be with the blessing of divinity that this healing be complete tonight. Amen. All right. Good job. Well, I have a little announcement. I'm going to make this announcement to hold myself to it. I'm going to be offering a program again. It's been a long time since I've done a program, but I'm going to be doing a program that I'll probably get going in May. And it's going to be a year-long healing program. So if any of you are ever interested in learning more healing techniques, this is the program I'm putting together. And I'll be announcing more about it in the weeks ahead. But I couldn't stand it. I just needed to tell somebody. So I am going to be doing it. And the program is going to be a combination of Zoom meetings, and some of the healing techniques that I'm going to teach are going to have to be done in person. So I'm going to have to find a location so that we can all meet for some of the classes. But you'll find out more about it, like I said, as the weeks are coming. So that's one thing. And let me look at the calendar real quickly to see what else we have. I didn't pull up my calendar. I'm sorry. There it is. So our next thing is this Friday, and it's a Female Fridays meditation on responsibility. But it's really about getting out of responsibility, not being in responsibility. So that's coming up this Friday. And I look forward to seeing you in that. And got my eyes on you. Have a wonderful rest of the evening and try to stay dry. It's been a little wet down here in Southern California. So have a wonderful evening, and I will see you on Friday. Bye-bye.